Hey everybody. You know, I have some huge news in case you don't know about this. I recently read this online. At IGN.com. I found this on my Facebook page because I'm subscribed to IGN's Facebook page. And the news coming out is there's going to be a new, first of all, Krenix, I think that's the name of the company, is developing a new TimeSplitters 4 game for a next-gen console. That's right, it's not going to be for the current console right now, like a 360, a Wii, or a PS3. No, it's going to be for a next-gen console. And this was announced because TimeSplitters 4 is being developed for the next-gen console from Microsoft. That's right, Microsoft and the Xbox, Microsoft's Xbox is now going to be introducing a new console. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of us pretty much knew this was going to happen as soon as Nintendo announced they were introducing a successor to the Wii. Now, according to some internet reports that I read about the Xbox 360, Microsoft believes that the 360 has a lifespan, has a few more years left in it. That's right, they believe the Xbox has a few more years left in it. In fact, they believe the Xbox is going to survive until about 2015. Honestly, I believe if you take care of an Xbox and your consoles like I've taken care of mine, they'll probably last a lot longer. But I think I know what they mean. They mean that shelf-wise, like on the market, on the shelves, that as we get closer to 2015 and everything, and that year hits, you'll start seeing lesser and lesser of 360s and more of the new Xbox console. Now, fans of the Xbox, of Microsoft's Xbox consoles, and owners of the consoles, like I'm an owner of a 360, as you can see, the owner of a 360. This is great news. This is great news. Now, if you don't have a 360, but let's say you have the original Xbox, first of all, where have you been? And second of all, it is good news. Now, the next-gen console, the only detail that we have that's going to be used for this next-gen Xbox console, which is scheduled, according to the IGN source, to be revealed at next year's E3. One of the details about this is it's using Microsoft's DirectX 11. Now, as we all know, DirectX 11 is usually meant for computers and laptops and stuff like that. So that could possibly mean that we might possibly have not just what we currently have on the Xbox now, like with Xbox Live and what we're getting in the fall and what we currently have, but that also could mean we could be ending up having for the first time on an Xbox system of any kind, internet browsing. That's true. Now, I'm not sure if the original Xbox had that. I don't think it did. But this means we could possibly have internet browsing. And with the fact that it's probably going to be supporting the Kinect as well, it means possibly we could do Bing search, or we could say Xbox Internet Browser. I don't know. But if it's using a DirectX 11, that tells me it might have more features and more stuff more features than we can only imagine, in addition to what the Xbox is going to be, in addition to what Xbox Live is going to probably carry over to the new console. My speculation and thought is we're probably going to have the addition of internet browsing to it. Like I said, I could be wrong. But this is what they're talking about right now for an E3 next year, that the new console will be revealed. Now, it's not saying that the new console is going to be released next year, knowing all these video game places it's more likely that the 360 successor will be officially released probably the following year, if not that holiday season. Now, the reason I say holiday season is due to the fact that according to this report, Microsoft might try to get it out a lot faster than Sony, because it obviously sounds like Sony is in the running as well to bring a successor to the PS3, which apparently everybody's looking at it as PS4. But again, that's the news. Xbox is bringing out a new console. And again, you don't believe me? Go to IGN.com, Google IGN.com, put in Xbox new console, E3 2012, or subscribe to the Facebook page and you'll see what I mean. But that's the report going on. And again, the only detail we got that's going to be made as a feature, or is going to be used to help this new console work, is the Microsoft DirectX 11. Now, a lot of people are hoping, now I know a lot of people that have been hoping for a new Xbox console are probably hoping that this has vast improvements. Not just with the carrying over of the same features that we got on Xbox, but sort of a vast improvement on them. In fact, if you use your Xbox for DVD play to watch your DVD movies, I'm pretty sure you're hoping that the new Xbox will allow you to watch Blu-ray as well. It's a possibility. But we don't know. Now, apparently, of course, the new Xbox console is going to have to be backwards compatible. There's no doubt about it. Unless they decide, you know what, we don't need to make it backwards compatible, because we're going to do what we're currently doing, and that's pick all the games and put them onto the system. But I don't think so. I think they will keep the games on demand even with the new games. But I think also they're going to make it backwards compatible. I don't think they're going to leave that out. Now, I believe, honestly, they will add Blu-ray to it. There's no doubt about it. And again, I believe all the features we have on the Xbox 360 now are going to get carried over. But what will this console look like? I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there on DeviantArt, Ink Bunnies, wherever, Furafant, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people are already drawing up their ideas of what it could look like. CGI-ing their ideas of what it could look like. I'm sure a lot of you are hoping that it integrates the Kinect system right into the console. So in other words, the Kinect bar that you have to get, which I'm going to get next month anyway, you are hoping that gets integrated and is a part of the system. And it just might be. It just might be. But you see, with speculating on stuff like that, and the fact that, in my speculation opinion, that we could have internet browser, we're going to have the ability to play Blu-rays on there. You know, we're going to have everything carried over. It's going to be backwards compatible, and the fact that it might have Kinect already integrated into the system. You know, we could, in my speculated opinion, that's what I feel is going to happen. I feel we're going to have Kinect integrated into the console. I believe we're going to have the ability to play Blu-ray. I believe that despite they have the games on demand, you're going to still be able to have backwards compatibility. Really. I believe you're going to have internet browsing. And yeah, you're going to have everything carried over. The only thing that would disappoint me is if they just made this console for HD only. But I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think Microsoft is going to just go say, okay, let's just make it for HD only, and they can only play it on HD players. I don't think they're going to do that, because they know a lot of people can't afford HD. I mean, just like everybody was hoping that Nintendo would answer the question and answer the HD worries for the Wii with the Wii U, they still give you that option. So I'm pretty sure Xbox is not going to want to be shunned and overshadowed by Nintendo. So I'm pretty sure they're going to end up allowing the same thing to happen, to where you can have HD, you can play it on HD, but also play it on regular television. Now, again, this is all due to the fact that a new TimeSplitters game is being developed. But once again, nobody really knows what this console is going to look like or when it's going to be released. But according to reports, Microsoft might want to try to release it before Sony does, or release theirs. So we'll just have to wait and see. But the news again coming out is there's a new console coming, and it will be revealed. At least its project name next year or whatever will be revealed next year at E3 2012. But the question is, what will it be named? Well, a lot of people have already gone out for years hoping for a new console and saying that it's got two names it could go under. One, they say it could be the Xbox Phoenix. Some have said that. According to my nephew, some have said that. That might be the project name. It might be Project Phoenix, for all we know. Some are saying that it might just go by what it makes more common sense, and just by adding, you know, a number, or upping the number of the name on the console name. Like, the console we have right now is Xbox 360. So you add another 360 to that, and you got 720. So that would be a name right there people think Xbox is going to go with, and that's this Xbox 720. And that could be good too. But then again, they could up that ante and go Xbox 1080. We don't know. There's a variety of names out there that people are looking at. But in my honest opinion, I think I'm going to have to go with the simplest way of doing it, and that's just up the current number by adding it to itself and making 720. So I believe, in my honest opinion, that's going to be the name of the new console, Xbox 720. I believe that if they go by a project name until it's officially revealed, it's going to go by Project Phoenix or something like that. Because again, if you think Microsoft's going to allow themselves to be overshadowed by the original king of games, Nintendo, with the Wii U, you're sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken, because I can tell you this. Xbox is going to do things, I believe, with this console that are going to blow anything the Wii U can offer away. I truly believe that. And I'm not discounting Sony either. Sony, I know, will try the same thing. But again, it's all going to depend on what the new Xbox console, what the new Sony console, what those two new consoles could be bringing. Now, it's not been officially confirmed that Sony is making a new console, but again, if you think they're going to just sit back and let Microsoft introduce one that next year, you're wrong. Because I believe that they're going to make sure that they have the final say. They will make sure they have the final say. But I believe that right now Nintendo has the advantage. They have the advantage with the Wii U coming out next year. But I believe that advantage, that regainment of the throne and of the title of King of Games and King of Consoles, I feel that regainment that they will get next year is going to be short-lived. Because as soon as the 720 or whatever its name is from Xbox is revealed, and possibly the new Sony one's revealed, I'm not saying that that's been reported yet, but I wouldn't be surprised that very soon in the near future we hear of one being reported. That once the new Xbox console is revealed and announced, then Nintendo is going to start slowly losing its grip on its throne again. I mean, my family has been Nintendo based for a long time. A majority of all consoles that we have in this house is Nintendo based. I mean, in one room, this room right over here, this that I'm pointing at, you can't see it it's off screen, but you go to that rec room, you've seen it. It has an SNES. It has a GameCube. It has a top loader NES, and it has the Wii. And you look in my room, and there's a Game Boy Advance. There's a DS. You go over to my sister's here in town. Wii, DS. You go over to my sister's in Modesto. 2 original NESs. 64. Game Boy Color. DS. You get what I'm saying? And you go and visit some of my relatives. DS XL, DSi, DS Lite. I mean, my family overall has been Nintendo integrated, but the truth is, folks, again, even though they could be regaining their throne and title as the king of games and the king of game consoles, that as soon, I believe, in my honest opinion, as soon as this new Xbox system is brought out, and whatever features and specifications are going to be included in it, and carried over and stuff like that, and with what I mentioned, I believe is going to be in, you know, with the internet browsing, the Blu-ray capability, the backwards capability, you know, and stuff like that, and the Kinect integrated into the system already, I believe they're going to blow the Wii U's, they're going to blow what Nintendo announced this year out of the water, and then Nintendo is going to start losing its grip again. And then Microsoft will retain or take back that name of King of Games. But then they are going to have competition with Sony. So next year, depending on if Microsoft's the only one that has a new game console announced or not, Nintendo is in for a hell of a lot of trouble. That's all I can say. So that's the news coming out of IGN.com. A new console from Xbox is being developed in time, along with the fact that a new TimeSplitters next-gen game is being developed. So that's the news. It will be revealed from what they say at E3 2012. Tell me what you guys think down below. What do you feel is going to be part of this new console? Do you think what I said, do you agree with what I said about what could be added and carried over? Tell me what you guys think. Comment down below, and I'll talk to you later.